Okay. Hello, everyone. So this is the Ubuntu community team office hours. This is my first solo one, because my former awesome teammate Reese is now off to save the world quite literally. And so he is still here as a community member. We are so grateful for that. But right now, it is just me on the community team, though we do have an open position for community ops, and I will post the link to that. This is something if you are passionate about community, and also if you are kind of interested in things like dev advocacy and DevRel and wanting to use your technical chops, especially with Linux and Ubuntu for the community's good, this is a great position for you. And I told you I was going to have the kettle on, so it's going to I'm going to pour a cup of tea here. Is anybody else having a cup of tea? Today is just like the perfect day for it because it finally feels like fall here. It is fantastic. So wanted to start this with a bit of community news. So we are, as we speak, literally waiting for the beta to finish its kind of final tests and to release that. We have had some of the remixes and flavors. I know the Ubuntu Unity remix beta is out. And so if you follow them on Twitter, I can also post links. This is really tricky to do with one person. Just saying. That their beta is out, and then the official flavors, we will be releasing a post on Discourse once the stock Ubuntu beta ISO is live. And so, because this is the start of what's known as testing week, and this is something that is awesome and was completely started by the community, that a group of flavor testers decided that it made much more sense to work together than separately. And so Yusuf Phillips, who unfortunately wasn't able to organize it this release, but he has been instrumental in getting this done for the past few cycles. And so those of us, the community members who kind of took over the organizing it for this year, are really in his debt because he left an amazing foundation to follow up on. Hopefully next year he will be back. He's a student. So it's a lot of work to balance school and testing and all of those other obligations. And so this is an effort to kind of put all the resources in one easy place and to have people not just test for their specific flavor, but to test for other flavors and for stock. And if you're someone who only uses stock Ubuntu, this is a great chance to get to see what some of the other flavors have to offer. And literally, it can just be just starting up a VM, or if you have a computer that you really don't care about as much, because beta images, they're not final. We wouldn't advise doing this on your daily driver or anything you absolutely need to work, because chances are everything will be fine, but just in case. So if you have like a spare computer or two or three, we kind of know this role here. Uh, and if anybody has a moderator, if they can kill the spam bot, that would be great. But if you have a VM or a spare computer, then that's really all you need to test. And hopefully we will have some community volunteers who will be doing live streams next week on kind of hey, here's what beta testing is like. And we also do have some fit on the post that will go out. Alan Pope, community member extraordinaire, has some wonderful videos that walk through kind of his beta testing experience. So testing is a phenomenal way to get involved with the community. And it is also, it's a nice, comfortable step. And we have several communication platforms. We have an IRC channel. We have a Telegram group. We also, on the Ubuntu Hideout, for the first time, we will have a testing week channel that you can talk to people there and get advice. And so that is probably the biggest piece of community news that we have at the moment. We have some next week on the Ubuntu office hours. We are going to have some people from what we call the cousins table, because of the kind of just friendly, warm, and open nature of the Ubuntu community, who just like to hang out with Ubuntu community members, even if they aren't active contributors. So we're going to have Marius Quebec. He is going to be, and we're waiting to see if a few other people are going to join us. Gorian, oh, you're here. If you could keep an eye out. Gorian is what he is on Twitch. He is one of our mods. So yes, the action is clearly on. I mean, we're happy for all of you in YouTube too, but Twitch is much more fun, and also emotes. Just saying. So, and also, we had another stream from Yannick this past week, who let's give us Yannick, go ahead and, oh, we don't have a shout out bot. Okay, things we could use help with: more Twitch bots. So we could shout out people, give them handy information. If anybody wants to help us make Twitch bots that would make getting in touch with the community and each other easier, oh my gosh, that would be great. But Yannick did his second community stream on setting up PHP and Angular development environments in Ubuntu. And he is doing those every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from this past Tuesday, he will have the part 3. And you can go back on our YouTube channel and find his previous 2 videos there and kind of follow along. If you've been thinking about maybe dipping your toes into web app development, then this is a great series to get you started. It goes at a really nice pace. And yeah, it's a 3-part duology, which is fine. One of my favorite trilogies has 5 books, so we're flexible with math here. We have also had Rudra Saraswat from the Ubuntu Unity Remix. He did a stream a few weeks back on development environments for Unity X and Unity 7. He will be doing his between once a month and once a quarter, because he has a lot of things on his plate too. But we will definitely be tweeting out and publicizing when his next stream. But we have so many more opportunities. If there is a stream you have been wanting to do, like, especially if any of you do anything with LXD, we would really love to have some community LXD streams. Getting people kind of oriented to it, showing what you can do. So if, let me go ahead and find the link, because we do have one in our call for content. Because ultimately, we would love it if there were more community streamers than community team streams, because this Oh, LSD. No, LXD. No, yeah, yeah, LXD. LXD streams. Streams very much wanted. But there's also so many more things. There could be Flutter, there could be WSL, documentation, artwork, filing bugs. Oh my gosh, we could definitely use some. We could definitely use all of those things, and there might be things that you could think of for content that we haven't, our unimaginative selves haven't even thought of. That would be fine. I mean, because you can do streams any time of day, because chances are your evening, like, might be someone else's morning, and that might actually be great because for people in the APAC time zones, morning and afternoon in the Americas is not a great time for them. Evening in the Americas, though, is really good. So yeah, so you can stream literally whatever time you want. It's fine because we're a global community. Somebody will get to watch. So if you are interested, please go to the call for content. If you're not registered with Discourse, sign up for Discourse. It's where a lot of awesome things happen there. And yes, and let us know because that would be fantastic. And we make streaming really easy. We use StreamYard. And actually, this is a good segue into the main point of this talk, which is to hear from people, to hear from the community. We are kind of getting the beta for Impish Injuries out, and it's like, holy crap, it feels like we were just doing Hirsute Hippo. And it's a good time to kind of start thinking about planning ahead because we're all going to start doing that at Canonical soon. And so also, it's been 6 months since we rebooted the community team. So we kind of would like to know, A, how are we doing? And B, what can we do? And what are things that you would like to see and you would like to have fixed, or if not fixed, then at least addressed, and have us thinking about it. It's just really a chance to get your feedback in this live, in-person way. So, Danny, I love your idea. I think, yes, we could totally have an Ubuntu 24/7 channel all of the time. And also, if there's anybody who would just who would like to maybe kind of join in the stream. Also, one of the things is that, especially since we are the community team is a bit reduced in size now, that if you could think of, what are ways that we could improve the format of the office hours? Has what we've been doing in the past with community guests, is that going well? Are there certain guests that you would really like us to have? Would you like things like more demos? So, ooh, I do like the idea of a 24-hour stream-a-thon in favor of a charity. And I do think people who have been in the community for much longer than me, which is probably almost everybody else here because I'm very new still, I believe there might have been one of those a few years back when Jono was on the community team. So that would have been a while in the past. Sorry, just going to turn off the kettle there. bring my teacup over here. So I think having, and this, the suggestion of a 24-hour stream-a-thon for charity kind of gets us into the issue of, or the question of having more social content in general here. And I want to, let's see, let me just, for those of you who haven't seen the thread, I'm just going to go ahead and post it here into chat. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see. I got my nerd on, though this is not Earl Grey tea. Sorry, everyone. This is actually some fall tea because, like I said, it actually feels really nice outside. Yannick, I'll put it in the box with your hoodie if we can get more. Yes. I mean, Kirk doesn't strike me as much of a tea drinker if we're talking about Star Trek, so much more of a Saurian brandy kind of guy. Just saying. So, but I know we did have the game stream. God, that was about a month or so back. But having things like social hours, I know that was something that I had been thinking, man, this would be really cool. We've had other people bring it up. I know it's something like the Fedora project does on a pretty regular basis. So, would that be something that people here think might be a good idea to have, like, kind of a regular social, just games or chat or just something that is not project related at all? What would be some things that you all would maybe like to see? And maybe, like, how often? Like, once a month? Once every 2 weeks? Kind of like a team building through, competitively playing games or just sitting around. Danny, I love the idea of a cozy cup of stream, especially if, like, we got a bunch of people on stream and sharing their cups of tea. Do a collective tea tasting. Yeah, but a chance that, especially since, it's probably going to be into next year before any in-person things can start happening, and just having ways to kind of be together is always nice. So I do, for some reason, enjoy talking to all of you. I told Reese this is one of the favorite parts of my job, is to get on stream and chat with people. Danny is not telling about their Star Trek fandom. Yeah, it's okay. Spell checks are evil. So I'm just going to kind of put into notes, reply, ideas, social hours. Another, yeah. Well, you haven't asked me to be a guest on your show yet. So once you're finished with this Angular PHP thing, then I will happily be a guest on Yannick on Air. So, and I'm going to show this comment so our YouTube viewers will be able to see. And another thing that we brought up was an idea from Thomas Ward, who is one of our who does a lot of things for this community. But he just we were chatting, and he's like, I realize that you're one person, and there's times when people might have concerns or urgent issues, and they need to get them to someone, and it might be that you're off, or it might be that you're just kind of slammed with things, kind of like today with the whole beta thing. And we just realized that there really isn't one central place for people to go if they have concerns or issues. And so one of the things that he mentioned was like, we don't have a community service desk where people can send these kinds of things. And so he brought up the idea of, well, maybe making something like this in Jira, which is something I just got an introduction to today, because this is what the internal teams are going to switch to. And it's like, dang it, I just got used to Trello, and now I need to learn something else. So for those of you who are in tech jobs or have used this in other projects, you're probably pretty familiar, but it's a way to keep agile projects organized and all those wonderful things. Release day! Oh my God! Oh my God, yes! Okay. Yes. Okay. We'll quickly talk about the Jira thing, and then the rest of this can be a party planning, because that's clearly that's the awesome thing to focus on. Ubuntu Cupcakes. Yes. Yes. Oh, and I so need to work on some origami. So, yes, Office Hour is a virtual release party. Fantastic. And we'll have like a Jitsi call or something where lots of people can be on stream. And oh my gosh, like we can think of like Ubuntu party favors. Yes. So anyway, going back to boring project management stuff, blah, blah, blah. But we know that, when Thomas mentioned, oh my gosh, we need ways for people to, if they have issues and they don't know who to go to or how to get in touch, they send it to this board. I am watching this, and other people are too. And so we can see, oh God, this community member is struggling with this. Here's something I can help with. And so I think it's just the idea to have kind of like, like a complaint box when you go somewhere and it's like, I need help. Put the thing in the box, somebody's going to look at it and get back to you. And so I think even if we don't go with Jira, something that maybe could be a mailing list that we link to, or something to just give people a better idea, or to let people know that, yes, we're hearing your issues and we're taking care of them. And I think the one thing about Jira is that, especially if they're things like tickets, then you can see, oh, this got assigned to someone. Oh, this is the update. And so, yeah, the Atlassian products, like I said, I was on an open source project that used Confluence Wiki with Jira, and I have to say that those integrate really nicely. But it's just something that we're tossing around because we know that making better lines of communication from the community to Canonical is a very high priority for us. And this was an idea of Thomas's that I think is worth looking into. And even if we don't go with that exact thing, just have something to let people know that, yes, we got your concern. Here's what we're doing about it. And another thing that I was thinking is that, well, one of the issues we know that we have is that it is hard to know where to get started. And we know that it's one of our top priorities for the next cycle is to support the community in an orientation guide and better onboarding, because that's how we get more people. And the idea of having, if not a JIRA, then something that people can see what are, for people to create tasks. Let's say you're on one of the bug groups or one of the community documentation groups, and you can take charge of that and be like, okay, here's the documentation that needs to be done, or here are these bugs that need to be fixed. Then just have it, whatever the community collectively decides on. Because I also think having things in one place is helpful, because we're a little bit fragmented as far as the community goes. And I know in my experience, when you have to look at a gazillion different boards, it's really easy to stop looking at some boards. And then you go back and you're like, oh crap, I should have been monitoring this and I haven't. And I think that this quote from Gorian is good. That JIRA isn't perfect. It has its issues, and it doesn't replace a proper ticketing system, but it can be better than some other things. And I think that whatever whatever you all decide on, we will support you in trialing it, testing it, getting the word out, because that's what we're here to do, is to support and really promote your voices. And so the decision isn't up to the community team. It's up to the community. But whatever makes it easier to make work on the Ubuntu project easier and more intuitive and not so hard to get started on, then that's something we very much want to help with. And I think now that, I know, have kind of collectively found our feet. Also, we have an amazing new product manager for the non-enterprise desktop in Ollie Smith. I am hoping we can get him on air. He is amazing and so community focused. I think that there will be some good movement on this in the 2204 cycle, which is terrifying that it's coming up so fast. So anyway, so if you have thoughts on kind of those things, then we would love to hear them. And whatever we can do, again, to make it easier for people to get started. And that doesn't, whether you're new or whether you've been with the project for decades, well, decade and a half, decade and 3/4. I mean, not quite decades yet, but almost. Then we want to make it easier for you. So anyway, and hello, Paul. So Paul, you'll be happy to know, cup of tea in a Star Trek mug, nonetheless. Very nice, kind of cinnamon, spicy. So we've got 3 weeks to plan a party. So what should we do for this party? Because Ian, this is brilliant. So what would you love to see us do? How could we make this awesome? I mean, cupcakes, that's obviously perfect. I think this might actually be the year I have to do Ubuntu cookies. Is A, it's a circle. Yeah, so cupcakes sound good. Ooh, yes, we'll definitely have to. Oh, and we can definitely post them. And ooh, we should think of yes, cookies, or shall I translate biscuits? So yes, so any kind of baked good. The year of the Linux cookies. Oh heck yes, heck yes, and especially since if you think about it, you don't even need like a special cookie cutter. Like I did a tea party for Guaduk, and and thankfully I could find a foot-shaped cookie cutter. But like, oh, see, this is something for those of you who do 3D printers. We need like more Ubuntu 3D printed stuff, like that could print the shape of the logo and things like that. And so definitely Ubuntu baked goods. And if people want, they can share recipes. Also, oh, 3D printed cookie cutters. Exactly. And also if you're not much of a cook, just buy the like those cookies that like they already come like, you know, just like pre-cut and all you have to do is put them in the oven. Just get those. It's fine. Like find something really easy and just, Ubuntu, just cook it. We do have a cooking of Ubuntu Telegram group, so yes. So I think we have decided more sugar than sense for food. And we will have, trying to think, and maybe you all can help me because I am an elder millennial, so I suck at hashtags. Like, absolutely, I am horrible. Like, when John and I got married, people were asking us, "Oh, what's your wedding hashtag?" And it's just like, what? Oh, okay, there would be no like prizes of value, but we should maybe do a like who can guess the closest to actual release time. So kind of like how people do with like sports scores. But yes, we do need to have someone in the background saying, "Is it out yet?" If anybody has any small children who are experts in asking are we there yet, and you would like to volunteer them for this task, that would be great. I think that would be a particularly excellent kind of game. And I am going to go ahead. Accessories, Pluma. So we have cookies and cupcakes. Maybe even have, speaking of food, any people who are particularly good at mocktails or things? Then we could have a Chelsea cucumber themed drink. Oh Lord, I'm actually. Oh, a mocktail is basically a cocktail without any booze. Well, you can add. The thing is, it's super easy. You can just add booze to the mocktail, and ta-da, cocktail. But we do have people who are under the legal drinking age in our community, and we have people who don't drink or maybe can't. So they can be fun. But creating the cookie cutter STL file. Yes. Um, for any of you watching now or after we've recorded this, yeah, yeah, Danny, I'm still wondering because I had 2 bouts of acute pancreatitis last year. So, I think, and which is funny because I hardly drank before that, but I'm certainly not doing much at anything. Cucumber lime mocktail. Oh, Paul, I think, can we count you for developing that mocktail? Because that sounds delicious. That sounds, and we can call it the Chelsea cucumber. Oh, sorry, I'm not letting my Ubuntu mate bias show. I'm supposed to love all the flavors equally, but you have to admit, having your color be a cucumber just does make theming food and drink so much easier. And that is Yannick, as the only 3D printer as the person who just 3D printed trophies from Hotshot Racing. Could you create a cookie cutter STL file? Or maybe could you ask your friend Cubicle Nate, who I know once 3D printed an OpenSUSE cookie cutter. If you could maybe convince him to come up with that for us, that would be awesome. And I swear, if I get a 3D printer between now and the party, I blame all of you. But I'm going to put that in the idea. So cookie cutters. STL file for Blender. And Yannick, see, we put people together and things happen. So Yannick, fantastic. And if you want to do a special stream about making it, or like record a video that we could then show during the release party, that would be awesome. All right. Cookie cutter with Fusion 360. And if oh, you're not shy. Oh my goodness. It's like I see you more on streams than I see maybe anyone else. So cookie cutter with Fusion 360. Well, Yannick, I'll bribe you with a teacup. Make the cookie cutter and teacup. Paul also, thank you. So, yes, that is awesome. Let's just think of people to. I might work on like a Yaru themed one because there's some teas that they're blue, but when you put a bit of citrus in there, it turns purple. And there could be some also that would hit all the blue themed flavors like Kubuntu, Lubuntu, Xubuntu, and Studio. That would be nice. Oh, yes, my. So Yannick is talking about a Romulan ale I did. Okay, do you want to know how many years back? That was in 1993 or 1994 when I was a freshman in high school or a sophomore. It was a long time ago, but it was basically blue Kool-Aid and Sprite. So you just get a blue juice and it's not hard. But I think with that tea, it might be much more interesting. I have become a better cook in that time. So Paul working on cucumber lime. Nice. All right. Oh, and I think that this was something that I was on to before I got distracted, probably by cookies or mocktails. A hashtag so that we could share like pictures. I don't know if we've done hashtags. Maybe somebody who, again, has been here longer than me. But if we had maybe just like an Ubuntu release party. Like I said, I'm an elder millennial. I suck at thinking of hashtags. But having some way to help get the word out. This tea is very good. So I really should put some music on during these streams now. Well, anyway, I will add that to the list of things to think of. How to advertise hashtags. So I think we've got the food and drink down. Key for oh my god. Yannick, you can totally go and throw that on one of your tweets and we'll see if it catches on. So, might be just a little bit long, but I think it could get some traction. Oh goodness. So, we've got our food, we've got our drink. We're going to have a cookie cutter, I don't know what those file, STL file, which we will go and post on Discourse. I will totally get that thing all over Twitter. Oh, yeah. We're not adding a hot tub. No. It's just, I don't want to have that talk with HR. So, also, I would completely lose my deposit by trying to put a yeah, an Ubuntu shaped hot tub. Okay, that actually would be really cool. And if I ever make stupid amounts of money and get a built-in pool, I will like maybe put one in. So, yeah. And for those of you on YouTube wondering what the heck is she talking about, this is what's happening over on Twitch. So, we should ask Martin with his 50 gazillion Bitcoin. You know, it's like, oh, hey, make an Ubuntu mate shaped hot tub. So we've got what we're going to eat. We got how we're going to make the cookies. We got what we're going to drink. We're working on the hashtag. We're still going to shut up that. Things like activities. So I know that we did a drawing game the last time, which was kind of fun, though can be a little tricky, I know, for non-primary English speakers. But what other activities could we do besides nomming on delicious food and drink and waiting to see if it's out yet? What would be some things that you all might want to do in the stream or you would think would be fun? Because I know that there are some online games we could find. And we'll definitely find some good tunes for the party too. Karaoke? We'd all be testing our low latency stuff, but we should get a musical guest, and I've got just the person to ask. So we'll see if activities. we can we can do songs that are out of copyright. So or do public domain and or Creative Commons karaoke. Okay. Oh wait, Sousa has parody songs? You need to link me to these songs. Lightning Talks? Oh, yes. Those would actually be awesome, and we could probably get some people in, and we could get people to sign up, or just do like random ones. Okay, you all are introducing me to like a world I did not know existed in Susei parody songs. Wow. So clearly, if one of you want to write one and debut it at the Impish Injury party, you totally should. So if any of you have had any dreams of becoming musically famous, oh my gosh, I'm so going to watch those after this. Thank you. Playlist awesomeness. Oh my gosh, that's no, and I did not know, like I said, I only got into Ubuntu about 3 years ago, and I really kind of haven't waded into many other communities yet. So, well, I think parody songs, actually, that's something I could maybe sign my husband up for because he loves coming up with parody songs. Like this is like what we do in the car for fun with the songs that we've heard like 50 gazillion times. And I might be able to sign him up for that because that sounds awesome. Parody songs. I'm thinking that this office hours might need to literally be like office hours. Like, I don't know, just start early and kind of keep going until it comes out. I definitely don't see any problem with just hanging around with you awesome people all day. Ooh, this was something we did for my very unofficial Hirsute Hippo party. Was we did hippo origami. So it probably would be generic lemur origami because I don't know if anybody has made an injury specifically, but I think that you should tell your managers that this totally counts as a work related task. Yeah, I mean, I realize I'm so fortunate in that this is something that I actually get to do for work, is to go on stream and have tea and talk with awesome people who have really great ideas. I mean, it's fun that we're getting to do party planning now. It's like, wow, that's and just thank you all so much. And I think that we are actually off to a pretty good start. And I will totally make a post about this in discourse, and I'm going to blurb that all over Twitter and get and the Ubuntu Hideout and Ubuntu Hideout, the forums, all the places that we are. Oh, we're thinking for Paul's cocktail. Paul, I would say agave. I don't know if maple would be too much. Though I think if you did like maple and orange, though, I really want to work on some blue to purple kind of tea thing. You'll get both an experiment. Paul, oh my God, thank you so much. You are fantastic. And this just means that we're going to do an awesome job with this one. And so when we get to finally have a release party in person, it's going to be fantastic. And we will be so prepared with our food and drink and karaoke and Ubuntu parody song game. So I will be making a post, so keep an eye out for that. We will get the word out about the planning, and we can just kind of plan to do this for a few hours in the afternoon, evening, and watch. It'll be the time when the release comes out super early, but that would be we would still party, and because we'd all be installing our systems, and I think it will be fantastic. I am going to try and get us a musical guest, aka Arigi, who was so that's Andrea Rigi from our Kernel team, who was our guest a few weeks back, who plays violin. And I will see if he will come and play a few songs for us, because that would be fantastic. And he's doing everything on stock Ubuntu, which is phenomenal. Also, he's very good. And we might also get to see PastaBot, which is his adorable little, now AI powered bot who like he will actually answer things that you ask him in chat. I mean, not always the greatest, but it's actually very cool. And he's doing that all on a Raspberry Pi. So, live system update on stream. If Jupiter Broadcasting can do it, why can't we? So, we'll just make sure we have a backup in case the stream does go down. All right. Well, you all, oh my gosh, thank you for turning this into the Impish Injury release party planning stream. This was fantastic. And you all have such brilliant ideas. And so please spread the word to people. I will get that post out this afternoon while I'm waiting for things about the beta to go out. And 3 weeks from today, we will definitely have an awesome party. So next week will be a little bit earlier because I will be in Seattle conferencing. And so it's going to be the cousins table with people around the Ubuntu community who just like to hang out with us because we're pretty cool people, I guess. And so we'll have, right now, currently it's Marius Quebec, and we will see who else that we are going to have. Um, yeah, Yannick, sorry about the hot tub. I mean, if you on your personal Twitch would like to do a hot tub stream, that's fine. Please don't do it on the Ubuntu on air one because yeah, just that would be an awkward talk with Ken that would probably get our channel taken off. Just saying. So, anyway, but I will see you all next week at a slightly earlier time. And so, thank you all so much. I cannot wait for the release in holy crap, 3 weeks. But it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic party, and I look forward to seeing you all and hopefully a lot more people there. So anyway, thank you. And if you are watching this later, don't forget to follow us on Twitch and YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to get notifications of not only office hours, but our fantastic community hosted streams. Anyway, thank you all so much. Take care, and I will see you next week.